talk about general public cleaning. Woo! We're going to be using this guy right here. So snag this. All right. And we're going to be going through public bathrooms, cabins, public spaces, and morning jobs. So find you're going to have to go a few pages in. You're going to see public bathroom deep clean, public bathroom daily clean. All right, so at each camp at Pine Cove, we're going to start on the daily clean. This is what will be done daily at every bathroom. In the morning, before the end of breakfast. And so we'll go in, staffer will use some Windex, spray down the mirrors and glass surfaces. You're going to clear off and organize window sills, shelving. You'll notice here, it's just like spot checks on the toilets. So they're not doing a deep clean and like that. You only need to use APC and Purell if it's like needs it. If not, then you're good. You're just doing a spot check. You are going to clean and sanitize counters in a daily clean, and you're only going to sweep. So that's kind of what a daily clean looks like. You're going to pop in, pull the trash. Now go to that deep clean section. I'm going to point out where the deep clean is going to be different. You're going to be not just sweeping, but also mopping floors. You will clean and sanitize the whole toilet. The bottom, the base, the top, the lid, everything. And then you're going to do a light bulb check. You're going to be cleaning AC vents. So AC vents are a deep clean thing. You're not just going to clean vents every day. It's a once a week situation. And then you're also going to be getting cobwebs off of ceiling corners and things like that. Again, that's a once a week situation, not every day. So those are things to note. That's the difference between a daily and a weekly clean. So one of the things to talk through, so right now Emmy's working with a designer. We're getting these to where they don't look just like a Word doc. They're going to look a little bit more Pine Covey, a little more campy. We're going to have, so basically you'll go into anywhere, at Pine Cove, it's a building. You're going to see somewhere in that building 4 pieces of paper. One's your daily clean for that building. One's your deep clean for that building. One is a picture of all the chemicals and things you'd need to accomplish those jobs. And then one is a sign, like an accountability sign sheet saying you did one of those things. So you'll put the date, you'll circle deep clean or daily clean, you'll circle a time of day, it's like breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and then you'll put like your name on there. And so that way, if any of us, ops team, HQ staffers, program team, you come into a bathroom and it looks horrendous, you can take a gander at that sign sheet and say, oh, wow, this wasn't cleaned since last week. Somebody's missing this. Let me go call my work crew director. Hey, let me give that director a call. This goes for Reed and Jeff O and Craig and others and Philip who would be bopping around. If they see something that's like, oh my gosh, this doesn't feel right. This gives them something like, oh, go check, see if it's being cleaned. Here's an area where we can show that we're doing that. Does that make sense? It's all going to be done up nice, laminated. So we'll basically like, hey, here you go, towers. Here's a stack of all the things you need to go put up. And it'll be already laminated, already looking great, and not like it is just printed off Word. Does it make sense? It's going to feel like Pine Cove. So there's a little background. Now let's go to the cabin section. Sorry, any question on bathrooms? Probably just blaze ahead. Great. So flip to the Pit and Palace daily cabin cleaning here. Decorate for, I'm starting at the bottom and working my way up. Decorate for Pit and Palace, that's a classic. AC at 72. I know in Central Texas they have like little clear holders over all their AC units. But this is a really interesting thing. It's important. So here's an example. Kanakuk just got AC in their cabins like this last summer. First time they've ever had them. Their respiratory sickness tripled. When you go from 100 degrees down to 68, your lungs can't handle it, I guess. But there's a ton. Like shock, that temperature shock, can really have a bad impact on people's health. And so having air conditioners set at 72 is a legitimate thing of importance for us from a health perspective. But also, if you go below that, for how hot it gets here, you're going to be freezing out your air conditioners. If you're in the 60s, they're going to get frozen, they're broken. Now it's a huge bummer. And so we really, I don't know what that would look like here for y'all to consider having the things like keep it at 72, because I know it's like, oh yeah, it was at 72, and then I turn it down to 66 at night because 18-year-olds don't get air conditioners. But that's an important one, not just for our property and stewardship, but also for our health. So lock the doors, lights off. Again, a lot of the classics here. You're going to be vacuuming daily for Pit and Palace. Sweeping, you're not going to be mopping. That's something to notice. Again, it's a toilet check. They don't have to clean it. You just need to spot check it. If it needs a clean, do it. Same with your showers. And then you are going to be doing a high touch, and you are going to be inspecting for bed bugs every day as a part of a Pit and Palace situation. So, and then back to cabin deep cleaning here. Here's where some of the things change. Very similar to what you just saw. Up at the top, you're going to see cobwebs, like getting those off the corners of your room. That's not in your daily clean. Clean AC vents. That's not something that you're going to be doing every day. It's a once-a-week thing. Dust off the ceiling fan. Again, that's not every day. That's just once a week. Wipe off light fixtures. Clean baseboards. You're not doing that every day. That's just in your deep clean. You're going to actually clean the shower, actually clean the toilet, and you are going to mop the bathroom floors. And so those are some of the things that should stick out of like, oh, that's the difference between a deep clean and a daily clean in our cabins. All right, moving on to public spaces. Before I do that, any questions on the cabin situation? Yes, sir, Rustin. That's a great word. Rustin asked me to say this earlier, and I probably forgot, and so I'm going to say it now. But when we're organizing closets or using closets, if it is a utility closet, it doesn't mean you can't store anything in there. It just means if you do store it, it needs to be where there is like a very clear and easy path to get to all the things they need for their utility stuff. So we can't go putting a shelf right in front of the hot water heater. That's not a great team mentality there, right? So, but at the same time, it's not like if it's a large closet, it's not like we can't have anything in there. It just needs to be very organized, sharp, up against the wall where it's super easy to get back, service the things that might need to be serviced throughout the summer, and then get out of there. Does that make sense? So, my bad, Rustin. Thanks for your grace. Okay, public spaces. This is, again, there's so many, every camp has a different one, right? You got a 2-week lodge here, you got a extra worship center here. So basically this is any indoor area that's not a cabin, not a bathroom, and not a dining hall. So I'm just here at this camp. You've got your gym, you've got your office, and I think those would be your only two, yeah? Camp store would be separate from a public, like the retail team would take care of that. So, and then your health clinic, your medical team would take care of that. So here would just be two buildings that are included in the public spaces kind of area. And so, again, your daily clean's real simple. You're going to get in there, organize. You're just sweeping, you're spot vacuuming the areas that need it. It's not like a meticulous vacuum every single section. You're going to clean and sanitize the water fountain that may be there. You're going to do all high touch points, that kind of stuff. And then you look at a deep clean on that other page. And that's where now we're getting cobwebs down. We're cleaning vents. We're like doing a full vacuum, not a spot vacuum. We're cleaning baseboards if they have them, things of that nature. So a little bit more of an intense deep clean there. Again, very similar step-ups as to the other deep clean situations. So, any question on the public space one? Yes, ma'am.
For like water fountains, are we supposed to actually spray the part where they drink from?
For sure.
Okay.
Probably, yeah.
And
With Purell. Yeah, so Purell is food safe. You could spray it on a plate, wipe it off, and eat off of it. So, yep. Correct? Correct. Ah. Sometimes I talk with a lot of confidence, and I'm like, Emmy, is that right? Yep. Great question, Ellie. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
We have the wranglers get on their knees to clean the base of the toilet and more around it because it's very difficult to sweep or mop in that tight of a space. But counselors are wearing shorts. How is the base of the toilet going to be, and the floor around it going to be cleaned by counselors in public bathrooms?
Same way.
Same way?
Yeah. Yeah. They got young knees, Tim. Yeah. That's helpful. Love it. Great question. All right. Now we're going to finish up here with the morning jobs checklist. You see it looks like this. Okay. This will be one of those things, again, done up in a Pine Cove sort of format and put into a dining hall for your DUOP / head work crew / work crew director. DUOP stands for Director of Operations, the summer job, DUOP. So that person will see this, and these are the things that we're going to talk through schedule here in a second, but this is a checklist to kind of go, okay, great, this all needs to get done before the end of breakfast. So, hey, it'll be laminated, so you can have a dry erase marker right next to it, check it off when it's done, and then once you're done, wipe it down, and it's great to go for the next day. So, just a helpful thing. That way you don't have to, that work crew director doesn't have to go down and track down that staffer he has to do the office bathrooms. They can just come back and put a check right by it, and then he can see that it was done. Does that make sense? Allows them to have more efficiency there. So, yeah, a lot of these things are just here from you guys sharing things with me and learning and kind of building this list this last summer. So, but yeah, this will allow us to start each day fresh and sharp and clean. And so, yeah, if you're an ops guy and you're going around and it's 10 o'clock in the morning and you see a trash can that's full and overflowing, all trash is supposed to be picked up around camp before the end of breakfast. I can grab this. Let me be a great team player here. Snag this. There's already a bag hanging on it. I'll just replace it. And then I can shoot a text to whoever to say, hey, I got this trash. I think it was missed on this morning's run. And I had your back. And it's not like a jerk move because we're all on the same team, right? We all have each other's backs and we all know the standard. We all know it's supposed to be done before the end of breakfast. So now I'm not wondering if I pull this, is somebody going to come in 20 minutes? Is that when they get trash? We all know you get trash before this time and we can jump in. Does that make sense? So.